If we as black men were on our job, meaning we're taking responsibility for the development of all the black boys in Nashville, then that young lady could never choose a wrong mate because we would never allow a wrong mate to exist. So whenever a black man says, it ain't my fault she got a baby by Pookie, Pookie shouldn't even exist. Because
you don't put that on the same white people that we put the rest of this stuff on? The black woman being framed as masculine,
yes,
as unsupportive in
yes,
a lot of ways, and just a number of different things.
And choosing the wrong mate.
Choosing the wrong mate.
And those brothers feeling like, why do I have to settle for a woman who had a child by a man who was less than his best?
Right.
And my argument was real simple. If we as black men were on our job, meaning we're taking responsibility for the development of all the black boys in Nashville, then that young lady could never choose a wrong mate because we would never allow a wrong mate to exist. So whenever a black man says, it ain't my fault she got a baby by Pookie, Pookie shouldn't even exist. Because
you don't put that on the same white people that we put the rest of this stuff on?
Huh?
The same white people that we put all the systematic shit on. We don't put that on them?
Let me tell you why. They might have created it, but they're not solving none of your problems. We have to solve our own problems. And like I told those young brothers, black women would give us so much respect if we only did one thing: take control of the boys. If we just did that, if we just went around to all the sisters who ain't got a man in the house, how many sons you got? You got two. How many you got? I got one. How many you got? I got 5 boys. We got them. We got them. We going to the school meetings. We going to be with them after school. We checking the homework. We doing rites of passage. We taking them gun training, camping. We got them. If we just took the boys, our sisters be all right with us.
And that's in a perfect world. I agree with that.
But why the world got to be perfect for us to do that?
Because, again, the black man is under attack, right?
But that don't stop me from helping the youngin'.
Well, it do if you can't multitask. See, everybody ain't got the kind of...
We multitask when we be chasing that ass.
Yeah, but that kind of multitask is self-satisfying, right? That's a selfish, self-satisfying multitask, so that's a bit different. You're asking people to multitask and give, not get.
Right.
So it's a different circumstance.
I see what you're saying.
Right. When we telling someone that's under attack to, hey, not only think about yourself, think about that other individual over there that ain't yours, that ain't got nothing. And I'm with you on the overall, the overarching goal, but I want to deal with the reality of it. And there's a quote that says, don't wish things to be how you want them to be, wish them to be how they are, because that's the reality you live in. Things will be what they are, no matter what. You can't change that, Umar. We can do all, you can't change it. It is what it is, bro. We can't look at it for what we want it to be.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Here's what I think, and I agree with mostly what you said there. Here's what I think. I think we as black men, and I'm talking to all the brothers in here, although not all of you are guilty of what I'm going to say, but I'm speaking to us as a brotherhood. I believe we have gotten so comfortable scapegoating white supremacy that we don't want to take responsibility for anything in the community ourselves. Are y'all following me? That's where we at.
Somebody, yeah.
That's where we at as men. It's like we don't want no responsibility. It's either the black woman's fault or it's the power structure's fault. What the hell are we going to do?
I didn't say black woman.
No, I'm not saying you.
Yeah, I'm talking about for my audience.
Right. But I'm saying in the general conversation, the narrative, either the black woman is the problem or the white power structure.
That's most of your conversation.
No, sir.
Not the black woman, but definitely the white power structure.
Cause the problems, but the solution is ours to make.
Okay, let's not push these together.
No, they go together.
Right, but let's deal with them separately.
Okay.
So we can have a clear understanding of what. Because when you mash them up, I don't know which one we're talking about.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
The problem is the power structure.
Yes, sir.
The solution lies in our hand.
Period.
But the power structure is still attacking the black male, yes or no?
That's true.
Okay, so again, if you don't have the ability to multitask, when do you expect a black male to be self-preservation?
But who said we can't multitask?
Everybody can't, Dr. Umar. We can't say everybody can save
We
children.
find time to go shopping. We find time to party.
Saving children is different than partying.
We find time to go on vacation. That's an excuse. We don't care enough to do it, and we need to be honest and say that.
You think the same skill set it takes for me to go stand in the club is the same skill set it takes for me to help a child?
No. It's a different skill set. But
I'm speaking of skill set.
Right.
You're talking intention.
Right.
I'm saying people don't even have the skill set to raise their own children. You asking them to help other children when they can't even raise, they ain't even got the know-how to handle their own household.
Okay, that means those of us who know how, show them brothers how. We operate as a brotherhood.
So that's a
All
different
I'm saying,
conversation. Instead of casting that wide net and saying that all black men, you niggas, excuse me, you guys didn't put the work in to make an environment to where these people can. So I'm saying when we take that approach, we don't live in what I would consider to be reality and say that, yo, everybody can't multitask.
But here's
and
my
even
pushback then.
Go ahead.
Then we need to stop telling our women to respect us as men. We need to stop telling our women to stop expecting us to behave as men. If we're going to say can't, because can't should not be in a man's vocabulary and definitely not in our collective consciousness.
Can you open a school tomorrow?
No, but I can in a month.
Okay, I get what you said. So,
See what I'm
but that's
saying?
still hoping. Hope ain't a
It
strategy.
ain't hope. No, we're not hoping to open the school. We're waiting on a certificate of occupancy.
You're not giving me a deadline on this big broadcast saying in a month this school will be open.
Physically, yes. All we're waiting for is the certificate.
But it won't be.
I don't know how long the city gonna take to give me that paper. That's the next step, you see.
See, okay, so then.
Right, but it's not a hope. It's just a matter of time. They gotta give us the paper because all the renovations are done. Everything's inspected and approved. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a hope. It's just when. When are they gonna give us the paper?
Right.
They can't hold off forever. Then we got to get the lawyers involved. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just think that we as men are not recognizing.
For you to say, that's a bold statement, bro. Like,
What?
as a man, you can't have can't in your vocabulary.
We should not, when it comes to saving our boys, we should.
Now, that's a different, see, this is how good you are.
Talking about our boys.
Yeah, but this is how good you are. You cast a wide net and say, can't as a man, they shouldn't even respect us as a man if we saying can't and it's in our vocabulary. As it pertains to our boys, that's a different.
To our boys,
okay.
And as it pertains to almost anything a man should be expected to do for his community.
See, I gotta live in a space where I know everybody can't be everything.
Then we gotta stop telling women to see us as kings then. We can't have it both ways. You can't say, respect me as the God of the community, and then on the flip side, I can't do nothing about that shit. And you can't do that. You can't have it both ways. We as men gotta make up our mind.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to take it in. It's just for me, again, I don't know.
And when you say multitask, it bothers me because black women have been multitasking for 75 years.
Yeah, and that's 100%.
Raising the kids, paying the bills.
What they got to
going
do with
college,
black men?
Open a business, huh?
What does the ability for a black woman to be superior in that way, right?
Okay.
To be able to multitask in that way have to do with black men.
Why
we don't
can't
share
we
all
do
of the same. We don't share all of the same. We don't share all of the same attributes.
Okay.
I'm not saying that black men in general can't do it. I'm saying when we say black men as a whole is responsible for the environment because all black men can't, I think that's what the problem is.
So then here's my question for you. If black men can't be expected to be responsible for the development, the nurture, and the growth of black boys, what in the hell can we be entrusted
Other black boys. I'm saying that most black men, at least that I know, especially coming from this is what I'm saying, actively listening, right? We just was speaking about how Sexy Red and all of these people are in circumstances in which the first priority is saving their family. Even at the detriment, you just said, you feel me, even at the detriment of the community. Right, we just spoke about, and I want to take Sexy Red out of it because it ain't about her, but we just spoke about female rap and them promoting a lifestyle that they may not even adopt, and how that's detrimental.
Right.
But because self-preservation is kicked in, somehow it ain't their fault by rapping that.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If black men were being the men that our community needs, would there be a Sukihana or a Sexy Red?
Why not?
They wouldn't
Let's
exist.
elaborate before we. Why
The
not?
circumstances that gave rise to those two beautiful black women having to engage in the art form that they are in order to take care of themselves and their children, those circumstances that gave birth to this reality would have never been allowed to fester. Men control the structure and the set boundaries. We don't do that. And if we're going to say we can at least be responsible for the boys, if we're going to tell black women that we can't do nothing with our boys, what else should she be willing to trust us with?
Do you push that off on, what about the boy's father?
Okay,
You
here's the
push it
problem
to
with
the
that.
community, right?
First
What
of all,
about his
that's-
father?
Okay, that's not our culture. Our culture is collectivism. If you're not there, I got to be. It's that simple. The reasons don't even matter. He ain't there. I got to take his place. I am because we are. We are because I am. See, we like to scapegoat individuals because we don't want no collective accountability.
How
and
many kids have you personally, and I don't mean over the phone?
Wow.
How many?
Too many to count.
A lot of them.
Too many to count.
Do you
Man,
think?
will
Do you
come
think
in-
you've touched more children than Deion Sanders?
I think it's very possible that I have. And I'm going strictly off of the feedback I get from young men, right? Through the will of God, because I give the grace to the Lord.
Right.
I get messages that sometimes make me cry from young men. You're the reason I didn't take my life. You're the reason I didn't leave my family. You're the reason I finished college. You're the reason I came back home. Sometimes I get these testimonies from these brothers, man. I feel like they're making it up because there's no way you're telling me I influenced your life that much. You see what I'm saying? And these are the ones who I've never even direct, but then you have the ones who I've directly mentored, spent time with, and assisted. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when we go back to the money thing with the whole podcast piece, and I need to look into that because I need that money to build more schools.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I have to do it for more
And
schools.
this is why I say if the mission is, it's a lot of money even being left out there. That's
Yes,
just
sir.
left on
that
the ground.
we need for the mission.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah.
But I was just going to say that's one of the reasons why the money never really factored mightily into my vision, because I get paid back so much through the spirit for what I give to the people.
And see,
that sometimes that blinds you or distracts me from even looking at the X's and the O's.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's like, damn, if I'm able to do that, I could give a damn about the money. You see what I'm saying?
And see-
but we need the money for the mission.
And also, but see, that's still that's you fueling the motivation. That's what I'm saying. The motivation is important, man.
Oh, yes.
And so you live in that spot, like you, Dion, me. A lot of people clips go viral of like.
She said, why you keep bringing up Dion?
What I'm saying is that and again, I'm doing this because now let me address that. Give me a second. The reason I continue to bring up Deion Sanders with Dr. Umar Johnson is because there's a fight amongst black boys to understand which one of these guys and why there's infighting going on between these guys. Seems like you have colorful conversations surrounding some of his moves, and then half of black coaches riding with him. So my job is to try to comb through this and see if we can figure out what the issue is.
Watch the full video on It's Up There podcast YouTube and exclusives on Patreon. Get there now.